Well, hey ladies, how y'all feeling? It is day 10 of the Saved in the City Summer Reset Fast. It's your girl Brittany, and y'all already know I'm always so honored and so excited every time we're able to get together. For the last 9 days, we have been hanging out. And let me know in the comments, I may be a little bit biased, but it has been so good, so rich, from prayer to every conversation, to the daily devotionals, the scriptures, the activities, all the things, sis. I have been so blessed by this experience so far, and my prayer is that you have been blessed as well. Listen, we are going up tonight. We are talking and have been talking about purpose all throughout the day. It started this morning with our prayer call, and tonight we have a powerful, authentic conversation around purpose that I believe is going to really challenge you in the best kind of way. So as we're getting started tonight, ladies, go ahead and drop in the comments whatever's on your heart. Y'all know we're doing this thing together. So whether you want to let me know where you're tuning in from, let us know how you're feeling. I see y'all loving on each other in the chat. This is a community that God has created for you to get to do life with other sisters, that you can be reminded that you are never alone, and we get to grow and evolve and become together. And I can think of a better thing and a better way to do that. And so again, as we're getting started tonight, go ahead and drop emojis, drop comments in the chat. Let me know that you are locked in and you are ready for night 10's experience. Listen, y'all already know, before we jump into the conversation with one of my dear sisters, there are a few things here at Saved in the City we want to share with you. So check out these announcements. Okay, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? If so, tonight, again, we're talking about purpose. Ladies, this is something that has been on my heart. It's a conversation that I believe the Holy Spirit is inviting us into as women of faith, women of God, and women of purpose. Tonight is a really special conversation with a really special sister that is in my life. Her name is Shaté, and y'all, this is a talk that is just about to be so good. I hope you're ready. Let's tune in now. Make sure you get your notebooks. Make sure you get your journals. Let's have this conversation about resetting in your purpose. I believe that we're talking about one of my favorite topics tonight, and it is purpose. I was just telling Shaté, which is our special guest tonight, y'all, and I'm just over the, I just can't even describe how excited I am about this conversation. But I was telling her, you all, how I was praying about like every day of like what God, where as women of faith do we need a reset in? And he literally, for the last 10 days, that's what Holy Spirit gave me. But he said, you cannot end this fast without talking about purpose and how so many of us have lost sight of purpose, and that there is something, a regurgence and a renewing that God wants to do in our purpose. And so I was with some of my friends last week. Shout out to Ty. I said, Ty, God put Shaté on my heart for us to have this conversation with. Let me see. Had to let her get through her event, which we're going to talk about that, you all. But I said, let me see if she's free. And you all, she was free to join us tonight. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And I'm so excited to glean from you, for us to glean from you tonight.
Thank you so much for having me, Pastor B. I appreciate you. I respect what you're doing. And I'm just excited to be a part of Reset.
Y'all, she said it's so cute. I need to say it like that for the rest of the fast. We are part of Reset. So listen. Let's do this P word, y'all. The P word. Resetting in our purpose. Yeah. Reawakening. I think that's how I want to start the conversation. Okay. When God begins to reawaken what he's put on the inside of us. In this season of your life, I am single-handedly watching you literally emerge and really begin to just tap into all the purpose and the passion that God has put on the inside of you. How'd you get to the place that you're in right now? Just tell us, how have you got into this place? You're hosting your events, like you're starting new ideas and dreams and all of the things. How did you get to the place where you're literally saying, hey, you know what? I'm not making any excuses. Yeah. I'm not second guessing myself anymore. I am going to walk in everything that God has called me to do. I'm listening. We're listening.
I mean, how real are we trying to get right now?
Baby, we need, y'all let her know. Baby, we need as real, as raw as we can do to help us.
If I'm going to be 100% honest, the real of it is, the short version is, I had built this life that I wanted, or so I thought. I never thought I was being disobedient, but I felt like I had a life where I'm doing enough, right? I'm in purpose in my career. I'm working a corporate job. I'm not doing entrepreneurial things anymore, but I am doing good where I am, right? I am planting seeds where I want to plant them. Yeah. I am planting roots where I want to plant them. And God snatched all that up and was like, do something different, right? And there were parts of me, if I'm being honest, where I was in this life that I liked and loved, right? I was happy in it, but I would have these moments where it was like, I had these dreams that I was okay with dismissing, right? So I would be like, watching documentaries or just reading stories. I love books, I love stories, and I'm just having these dreams of producing things. But then it was like, well, what are you gonna do? Start over and be a PA and make $100 a day, at 40-something-year-old? Are you gonna like let go of the salary? You're gonna let go of benefits? You're gonna let go of, right? Like all of the things that you worked for, and you're going to go backwards, right? So I just like let the enemy talk me out of all of that. And I had purchased all these books that were like the producer's handbook and how to, right? And taking these little short courses, sort of dabbling in that. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm fine. Which is, it's difficult to say because I've always been a go-getter, right? I've always done hard things, difficult things, freelance, entrepreneurial things. But for whatever reason, it was like, no, like you're an adult. This is enough. And then I just feel like I was fine with moving along life that way until God was like, say, like all of this, let me give you a reason to go after it. And so I feel like he just blew up all the parts of my life until there was a point where it was like, well, I might as well, right? Wow. Jonah and my fish dropped me off exactly where I started and was like, try again, So yeah, it kind of felt like I don't want to say that I didn't have a choice because we have free will, but it was like, well, I mean, if I might as well, because anything else I try, I'm sure he's gonna like blow that up too, right? So
I just thank you for sharing that. I feel like so many of us can resonate with that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure, ladies, for you all, it's like, okay, this is good. You know, you get to a place in life where you're like, this is good. I'm appreciative of what I have. I'm somewhat comfortable. I'm somewhat settled. But like you said, then you can feel this thing of like, but there's more.
Yeah.
There's more. And you said something so powerful, and I may not quote it the same way you said it, but what I heard was, if we're not careful, we can dismiss our dreams.
Yeah.
And so how many of us have been there? It's like, okay, I remember a season of my life where I was dreaming. I was a professional dreamer. I was born a dreamer.
Same.
I came out the womb seeing life in color. And I wasn't a normal child. Like, everybody else would be outside playing. I'm in the house, like, thinking of a master plan. Like, how I'm going to change the world? How I'm going to help the world? How I'm going to, you know, like 10 and 12 years old. That's what I was doing. Yeah. But then life happens, right? And I think so many of you probably can resonate with that. You, in one season of your life, you just thought anything was possible. And like, okay, let me just try that and do that. And then life happens. And sometimes that life is something, a disappointment or rejection. Or sometimes it's just life where you got to pay these bills.
Yep.
Or, you know, life can happen, and I feel like if you're not careful, it can suck that life can suck the life out of you, and that dreamer and that passion out of you. How did you find yourself being, I guess, reignited in purpose?
I would say it was more like a reconnection with myself. And I would say that not in a self-centered way, because I believe that when you find God, you find yourself, and when you find yourself, there is no separation of the two. And so I'm in this space where I started to realize all the ways I had abandoned myself, right? And so then I'm now reconnecting with myself. I'm healing and forgiving myself for things. I am facing my emotions and not suppressing them anymore. I am journaling. I'm really allowing myself to see myself, right? And to not just see myself, because I believe I've been on a journey in the past couple of years in therapy of becoming more aware of myself. Like things that I wasn't aware of are now, you know, in my understanding and my comprehension. But it's not just being aware of myself, like accepting, like, this is actually who I am. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I believe. This is right. This is what I value. And it was from that place where it was like, well, then if I really do see myself, if I really do honor myself, accept myself, then what is this self? What am I here to do? Like, what is it that, and I really want to talk about purpose, because I think some people put a lot of pressure on purpose.
Yes,
like,
let's talk about it.
If I don't know this grand
But
thing.
before you go there, because you just gave us a master class.
Okay.
Okay, so ladies, y'all know how we got to unpack some things around
let's
here.
unpack
Okay,
it. Yeah.
So you said you came to a place where you recognized that you had abandoned. You were living in abandonment of self.
Yes.
Right? Can you unpack what that means, just in case there are any sisters that are like, I might be there, I don't know. Like, what did that space look like?
Oof. It's something that I am, gosh, I went like that because I'm like, oh, I can't believe I was doing that. And I was doing it for so long. But for me, it showed up as people-pleasing and perfectionism. So I am more concerned with how someone else feels, what someone else needs, to the point where I will completely disregard how I feel and what I need, so that they can have what they need. A lot of times it's done out of obligation, not because it's in my spirit to do. And a lot of times it's like, it might not even feel really great, but let me keep the peace. I do so much dancing around, hopping, pleasing, skipping, all these things to avoid being abandoned myself. But in the process of that,
you doing the very thing you're trying to avoid.
I'm abandoning myself.
Okay, so that's really deep, and I just want, because I know when I come to that place, I had to forgive and give myself a lot of grace. Because initially when I came into, like, I feel like you, at every level, you have another epiphany and awakening. At first, I was upset at that verse. I could not believe, you all, and this is all aligned with purpose. I just want to take us back, and then we're going to move forward. I just could not believe some of the things I allowed myself to put up with. Some of the things I felt like I had to do to be loved and to be received, and it brought me so much grief initially. Like, I just couldn't believe it. And so after I got past that first point of kind of being angry and kind of upset, then it's like, okay, I have to show myself grace.
Yeah.
And I love that version of myself now, but I didn't love her at first. I'm like, girl, how can we be so stupid? You know, you was in that situationship for how long? You was trying to, and I'm just like, but okay, y'all, I'm, getting free as I'm talking this thing with y'all, because it's a real thing. Like, this is a real thing, right?
Yes.
So I love that you said that and coming to that place. And I'll say, if you're walking through that, or if you're getting ready to embark on that, you have to give yourself a lot of grace. You have to forgive previous versions of yourself, ladies. You have to love you have to love the past you in order to love the present and the future you. Yes. And I think sometimes that's where we're getting stuck, because you're like, okay, let's just forget about the past. And it's like, no, you can't do that. No. You got to go back and you got to make peace there. You got to love that. You got to embrace that and say, okay, now that's giving me tools and lessons and all of these things so I can move forward.
Yes.
So you acknowledge that you had abandoned yourself. And then you start taking this journey within.
Yes.
Is what I like to call it, which is initially feels like the most scary thing ever, but it's actually the most beautiful thing ever. Right? So you recognize that you probably had all the feels, and then you start taking this journey within. You go get into therapy, right? Community, and then you start recognizing, hey, I need to be more self-aware. I'm learning these things about myself and embracing those things. Okay, y'all following us? Okay, I wanted to unpack that because I know some of us we can pull from this as we're walking through it as well.
Absolutely. And I want to touch on one more thing you said in terms of facing yourself.
Yeah.
I always want to be honest about what I've been through, but also set very clear expectations. So, I think it's really beautiful and inspiring for us to be like, you got to face yourself and accept yourself and take the leap and right? All of those things. And when you do that, a bunch of stuff is about to come up.
Talk about it.
Brace yourself.
That's how I be like, wait.
Everything's gonna come up.
Yes.
I was surprised by the amount of things. And then for me, if we're gonna be fully transparent, I'm gonna just tell it all. For me, what I mean when I say God just blew my entire life up, disrupted everything. I am caregiving for a grandmother out of state who has advancing dementia, so I'm in and out of town all the time. That triggers a whole bunch of daddy issues that it's coming up for me at the same time. I was recently kind of thrust into entrepreneurship because I did not want to deal with the toxic workplace culture anymore. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what is this business? What is this thing I'm doing? And then my marriage is ending, like, right before my eyes. And
all of these things are happening at the same
time.
Wow.
And so here I am, just kind of like, what just happened, right? The bottom has just fallen out of my life. And then the more reflection I do, I see, like, okay, these are all of the ways that I abandoned myself long ago, right? Now it's time to reconcile those things. But even in the reconciling of them, it's like I'm triggered by all of these things simultaneously, and I'm feeling everything at the same time. And that is a lot of heaviness to feel all at once, because I think one of the other things that I learned about myself is I was suppressing so much of it, right?
Wow.
In the abandonment, in the people-pleasing, in the perfectionism, I had to, like, stuff down how I actually felt about things. Or I would just work through it. Let me just be productive, right? And make things happen through it so I can just run from the feeling. And then as I'm facing it, it's like, all of the things, you can't outrun it, quite honestly. It's gonna show up some kind of way, either in your health, in your relationships, in your emotions. It's gonna come out, right? And so just allowing it to feel all of those things and reset, right, is heavy. So I just want to be clear, get you some support, whatever that looks like.
For sure. But it gets better.
It does. It's freeing.
Yeah, it gets better. It's messy.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoo, but I'm telling you, I tell so many sisters that when they start, because the Lord uses different things in all of our lives. For some of us, the tool could be in and of a relationship, a career, or something that He is using as a tool to perfect us and to prune us and to refine us.
Yep.
But so many sisters, because I've had to navigate through that at every level, I say just keep going.
Yep.
I promise you, if you keep going, you're going to see the other side, and you're going to see this. And some things I think we're just not going to always fully understand why God chose to allow us to go certain directions or certain routes. But it's like, as I continue to keep going, as I kept going in faith, because sometimes faith looks like continuing on, even when everything in you says, just throw it out, just throw it out. And that's something I'm watching you do. Like, you could have just laid down and died.
And wanted to, if I'm being honest. So I beef with God so heavy.
Come on, talk about it.
I don't understand what you're doing. Why me? Even with the event that I just did, so many times I was like, God, just why now? Like, this is not the right time. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I just need a break. I want to be left alone. Can I just get some peace, right? Like, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And anytime someone else was like, push it back, choose another date, or let's cancel altogether, there was just no peace around it. So I knew it wasn't me, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, we just tussled. I tussled with God a lot this season. Just
For
like,
sure.
I don't know what you're doing.
But look at the fruit. She just hosted. Y'all don't even know how to put it into words. It's one thing to create something or to do something that's already been done, right?
Yeah.
It's another thing to create something that has not been done. That to come out of your spirit and your imagination and your creativity and your walk and say, hey, there's really no box to put this in. This is just what it is. And I got to experience that, knowing just some of what you've had to navigate through in this season, but still seeing your faith on display to say, you know what, I'm going to not only trust God, but I'm going to trust what God has placed on the inside of me. Because a lot of people say they trust God.
Yeah.
But what trusting God means also trusting that what he's put on the inside of you is not only enough, but worthy to put on display. Yes. And that's what I just saw you do. And I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm just humbled by that. And yes, back to my earlier point about there not being a separation between you and God. So when you find yourself vice versa, I have found that in this season, for me especially, the same is very much true for trust and faith. Like, yeah. I have got to trust God and trust myself. Yes. I've got to have faith in God and have faith in myself. And there just became a point where in this whole season where it's just like, I don't care. Literally the people pleaser died. Like, I remember the very night it happened where it was just like, I had hit a brick wall. It's like, I have had enough. I don't want to do that. I just really just could not get out of bed. And then the next morning I woke up and it was like, I'm just choosing, like, I'm going to forgive all the past versions of myself. I'm going to love her. I had this rage like you described. Like, why did I not fight harder? Why didn't I make a scene? Yeah. Why didn't I, right? Like, burn the house down or the car down or something? Like,
you ever, like, run something back? You're like, I would have said this. I would have did this. And then the Holy Spirit, like, like, girl, I'm glad you did. Like, I needed to. And then you like, okay, no.
I wish I had done that. But it's like, okay, all of that is done. Yeah. Like, I cannot change that, but I choose to love the past versions of myself because she did the best that she could with the information that she did the very best that she could, and now I can fight for us. Like, I can do that. So
hold on, speak to that sister. I want you to speak to that sister right now.
My past version,
or just your past version, but that's someone's current reality.
About just not if you are feeling like you're running back, why didn't I? I should have, I could have, I wish I would have. You did the very best that you could with who you were at the time. And that was enough. You are enough. And you can always reconcile and make up for what didn't happen in some way. But just let it go because you did the very best that you could.
Absolutely. Okay, we can keep going. I felt your heart, sis. I felt your heart. I was like, let's lean in there because a part of walking in purpose is forgiving the previous versions of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Oh, let that marinate. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, that was good. I'm even like re-feeling it as we're talking. This is beautiful. So there became a point where it was like, okay, I trust her now. I don't know if you ever listen to any Tony Jones, I See Me mantras, her song, Take Up Spaces, Take Up Spaces. And I was even listening to it on the way here. So like my intuition said what she said. I trust her now, right? So that's kind of the feeling that I started to have for myself. Like, okay, I don't care who leaves. I don't care who stays. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they feel because I have a knowing about me now that is rooted and anchored in God, period. I am who I am. I love her. I accept her. And we're just going to do this, And whatever this looks like, it'll be fine,
And if it took all of that to get me here, it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
Because
that's now what helps me out of all the things God has had to use. I'm like, you know what? I don't understand it all. I probably would have chosen a much easier way.
Yeah.
But if it took all of that for me to finally come into revelation of who I am, then it was worth it. There may be one of you right now, you like, oh, girl, the season I'm currently in.
Baby.
What God is really doing is he's really wanting to reveal who you've always been.
Yes.
And sometimes he's not able to do that until he takes us through storms and he takes us through heartbreak and he takes us through disappointment and some of the hardest seasons of our life. But when all the smoke settles, what's going to be standing is you being able to see you, appreciate you, recognize who he has always created and purposed for you to be. And once you're there,
Yeah.
purpose flows.
Yes.
It's not from striving. It's not from, trying to make something happen and trying to force something. When we come into that revelation, and sometimes after the hard things, that purpose flows from us. That it's not just something we do, but everything we are, it's an extension of who we are. And that's what I'm experiencing you walk in. How is it being on the other side?
I don't even know if I can fully say I'm on the other side because, I literally was at the beach this past weekend or this week rather, and had to release a lot of grief, right? So I think I am coming through it. I am choosing to change my perspective. I'm choosing to see God. I'm choosing to reframe a lot of the things that I'm going through. So I would say I'm still very much actively doing the work.
Yeah.
And even still at this point in the journey, I do feel really proud of myself.
Yeah.
Because I am so much stronger than I even ever dreamt that I was. And the fact that I have come through the hardest season of my life or coming through, and I am still here in my right mind and with like my tender heart still.
I know, right?
Like that is, I'm not of anything that I have accomplished. I am proud that I am still here, and I'm in integrity, and I'm in love. Yeah.
Oh my, can y'all help me celebrate her as we're celebrating one another? This is what it is all about, ladies. This is what it is all about. So listen, oh my gosh, I got all the feelings right now. I'm just so proud of you, and I just honor you, and I just pour out my love on you. I was talking to one of the other sisters on one of the other days, and I was like, God doesn't just take us through. He takes us through so that we can come into the spaces we're talking about today, but it's also so that we can share it with others.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, you know what? I may not be in the exact same situation you're in, but draw from the things that I've learned. And, and so I'm just encouraged about how God has increased your capacity in the midst of this season of your life to be able to have even greater impact on others.
Yeah, and to me that makes it worth it, if I'm being honest. It gives it to have some meaning, right? Because it's interesting for me to even say that, because one of the things I'm working on in order to heal is to not assign meaning to things. Meaning like even doing the event, I had set these very ambitious goals for myself, and I was like, I want X number of people to come and I want X number of dollars, and at a certain point I was like, nope. You got to detach from any of that.
Absolutely.
And you just need to be about the business of doing the thing and let God do what he's going to do with
I'm
it,
walking
right?
through that now.
Exactly.
It's like at every level I have to reset that, because that's how I feel about CityCon, and I was like, last year it was our first time doing it here, and I was like, oh my God, like I said, I wasn't even going to do this anymore, and so all of those feelings and that pressure and that anxiety, and you put so much into this stuff, and so people, they come if they want to, they don't, and all of these things. And so I'm like, now in this life, whether it's CityCon or anything else, I'm like, you know what? Let me just be obedient.
Yep.
Let me just, if God has put something in my heart to do, I just have to do it and see it through and trust him with it once it's in the earth.
Yeah.
So how does it feel that you've done this event and it's in the earth now, and you're here?
I am still processing it. Like,
sure.
I thought when I got to the other side of it, because I kept just praying, God, like, I'm being so honest right now. I don't know if I'm going to make it to this event it was on that Friday, June 20th. I don't know if I'm going to make it, because I am exhausted. I am tired. I don't want to feel another thing. Even in the doing of that, I was like triggered in so many different ways, because I used to do so much hiding, right? Because I was walking in self-abandonment and people pleasing. I was like shrinking back and hiding and dimming my light to be able to fit in around people.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time I'm allowing my light to just shine.
Yeah.
And I'm being bold and expressive about it. So that was terrifying to me.
Can we talk about that? Because so many times it's like, walk in your purpose, own who you are in God and all that. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But we got to talk about this part of it as well, because that part felt more comfortable and more like familiar and all of that. And now I'm coming into agreement with all of who you said I am. That's like you said, that was terrifying. So how did you work through the fear?
You know, there was a lot of like just reminding myself of like, okay, if I'm gonna have faith, if I'm gonna trust, then what does that look like? And I also had to sort of reframe and not tell myself any stories about like, okay, if I literally went through almost every single person in my phone and just like send a voice note like, hey, I'm doing this thing, I would love for you to come, right? And then I had to not assign any meaning if somebody didn't respond or I just had to day by day say, okay, what can I do today? And then I just, for the rest of it, I say, God bless these efforts. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but I'm going to do everything that I possibly can so that I can say I did everything that I possibly can, and the rest of it,
it's up to God.
It's all you. It's all you, homie. Like, I've done my part.
That's it. Ladies, we have a responsibility to do our part. I've learned that sometimes, I'll just talk about me. I'm not talking about y'all. I can be over in the God lane trying to do his job, and I don't forsaken my job. He like, ma'am, passenger princess. And I'm like, my bad, fam. I was trying to tell you where to go and what we need to do and what turn to make. But you're right. Let me go over here and do what I'm supposed to do. And I believe that's what purpose is. Oh, my goodness. So for the sister that's like, first half of the year,
which was me.
Second half of the year, I just want to, what are some practical things that we can do just resetting in our purpose as we are gearing up for the second half of the year?
Yeah, I'll say to anyone who is grappling with this idea of purpose, that can feel like a very weighty word for a lot of people.
Yes,
and it has so much pressure, and it can sometimes make people feel bad about themselves because they're like, I don't know what my purpose is. I must not have one. And that's not true. I just want to say that's not true. Everybody's here for a reason. Now, we just need to take the pressure off of it. So before I get to the practical things, I would say,
pressure off the purpose.
Take the pressure off of it, because
it's good.
Be mindful of yourself. So back to not abandoning yourself. Be mindful of the things that move you. So what are the things that bring you to tears, that piss you off, that give you like joy? What are the curiosities? What are the things where you're like, I wonder what would happen if... Follow those threads. And you might not find it on the first step, maybe not the second step, but as you keep pulling at the thread, eventually you'll come to a place where you're like, this feels right. There will be a knowing, an acknowledgement in your spirit that is like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, or this is what I'm meant to be doing. So I would just say, I guess to make it very practical, you really got to just pay attention to you. Like,
because you came here with it already inside of you.
It's already there. It's already there. And life has just beat us down, told us to, helped us like forget it in some kind of way, has distracted us from it. And so we've got to silence all of that and just follow even well-meaning family and friends when you're like, oh, I got this idea, I want to try this thing. To your point, when I was trying to explain this, even to my mom, I was trying to explain to her what I'm doing, and she was just kind of like, I don't know, right? Even the venue person was like, the day of the event, he was like, I couldn't figure out how to explain this to people. And I was like, okay, well, find the words. But to me, it was like, well, I grew up watching Showtime at the Apollo. I grew up watching Soul Train. Surely we know what variety shows are, right? So even if your response isn't
good,
yes, I get it, or yes, do that, or even well-meaning people would be like, maybe this isn't the time, or right? Like, you've got to press forward anyways and keep pulling at the things, because I think, I was looking at some of the things we were set to talk about, and it's like, how can you miss the mark on this? I don't think you can miss the mark as long as you're engaging with it constantly. I think the only way that you miss the mark is if you just completely ignore it altogether and you get to the end of your life and like the person with the talents in the Bible, you've done nothing with it. That's the only way you can really miss the mark. But if you're continuously engaging and like trying to figure it out, seeking God, seeking yourself, I think that's it. And eventually you'll find a way. And the last thing I will say is, it doesn't have to be this one big, major purpose for your life. I believe it can be seasonal, right? I believe purpose is assignment. So like, just
that's so good, Shaté.
Are you just where you're supposed to be in this season? And that's being a purpose. And maybe it'll evolve. Maybe it'll be different in the next season. But it doesn't have to be like, oh, I am, I was born to bake cakes, and so I'm going to bake cake for the rest of my life and minister through that. But maybe it's like, okay, I'm going to bake cakes this season, and next season I'm going to figure out how to like do savory dishes. I don't know. Like it could evolve, and I would say that's acceptable too, as long as you are anchored in God and yourself. That's where the alignment comes from.
Wow. Ladies, are y'all okay? Because I'm not. I'm just going to be honest. I need to have some me time. I need some help. I love people that they don't have to raise their voice, because I be hollering at y'all all the time in my passion. But I love people who are powerful, baby. They don't have to raise their voice. Didn't she gather us in the most calm way? She's just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, let me take off all this stuff I've been putting on myself. Your wife should sign me up for my purpose that's already on the inside of me. Is that how y'all are feeling? Because that's how I'm feeling. Oh gosh, let's just woosah, ladies. Let's just woosah for a second.
Take a deep breath.
Oh my goodness, this is so good. And I feel like this has been coming up in a lot of the sessions. This is the ease, the ease of God, the ease of us just coming into who we came here being.
Baby, when you mentioned you had been playing God and picking all these things up, same, right?
Yep.
But the Bible says his burden is easy and his yoke is light. So when I was, wrestling with him about that, like, what you mean if I got all this weight? And then I was like, oh, it's because I'm carrying things that I don't have no business carrying, right?
My.
Trying to solve all the things for all the people, codependent dynamics, people pleasing, all the things I'm carrying, all this weight. And I even asked God, like, why? I was feeling resentful about something. Like, why would you have me, right? And then I don't reap anything on the end. He was like, I didn't ask you for that. Like, I didn't ask you to do.
Sis, here go your homework. Because she coming down our street real strong. Y'all see she in the driveway. She done got out and she at your doorstep, okay? So this is the homework, all right? We have to what's the word? I want us to evaluate everything every responsibility, every task, every group we are part of, everything and every person we are carrying in this. This is your homework. And we need to reassess. There we go. We need to reassess every single thing. God, is this you or is this me? God, is this you or is this me? And everything in as she said, that sense of knowing, because we're not going to over spiritualize it, that you're not clear without a shadow of a doubt that it's God in this season. Let it go.
Let it go. Yes.
Let it go. Let's say it together. Come on, open your mouth. Let it go.
Yes.
And I believe that as we do that, purpose, just feeling alive and being aligned is going to be the just natural byproduct of us letting it go.
The weight, you will have more space then to be in purpose, right? Because you probably can't even feel it because you weighed down by all that stuff. You can't feel anything.
No more, sis. No more. Let it go. So, y'all all right? Just checking in on y'all. I told y'all she was going to bless us. I told you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. The best is yet to come.
I received that.
I am just, I don't have the words. I'm so excited. I try not to be so forward that I'm not, present, but I just know in my own experience what God is able to do. Like, a lot of times we're not able to experience all of what God has for us because we're not willing to come to this place in Him. But because through the pain, the tears, the frustration, the questions, and all of that, you've allowed yourself in Him to come to this space. The way He's going to honor you, the way He's getting ready to bless you and favor you is truly going to be out of this world. And so I am so excited to witness all of what is and what's to come, not only for you, but also for all of our sisters that are a part of this challenge. And so I hope this has encouraged you. You got anything else you want to share with the ladies?
I mean, I'm just receiving all that you said.
Come on, she's practicing what we've been talking about, y'all. She's receiving it.
I am trying to receive it and not feel like I got to say anything back. So just want to sit with that and say thank you. I receive it. And the last thing that I felt in my spirit right as we were wrapping this last moment was that maybe some people are waiting for some big sign, some big like aha. Even when we said knowing, right? That I want to encourage you to lean in for the whispers, right? Like, so I was even taking a walk recently and I saw a feather on the ground and I was like, that's exactly it, right? Like, so many times it's like a very faint thing and that's what makes it so easy to dismiss is because it's just like the still small voice, right? It's just a little faint thing, so it makes it so easy to dismiss until those little feathers become the pebbles, become the rocks, become the boulders, and becomes a bomb that blows your whole life up, right?
Wow.
So maybe if I had paid attention to all of the whispers,
Yeah.
then maybe my whole life didn't need to be blown up in that way, and I didn't need a Jonah-sized well to bring me back.
Yeah.
However, like before we get to that point, just listen to the whispers,
Yeah.
and that can give you clues. And then I think it's okay to also ask God, like, hey, I'm hearing this thing. Is this you? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, the
Thank you
sign
for
doesn't need
that.
to be a huge thing. Just like just lean in for the whisper.
Look again, sis. I feel like there's some things that you have overlooked because it did not come in a big package. It didn't come with a big announcement. It was just something that came in your spirit, but it keeps coming back in your spirit. God is in those whispers. I absolutely love that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a part of tonight. Ladies, we are walking in purpose. And it doesn't got to be big and flashy. We're walking in purpose. We're coming into the sense of who we are in God and understanding and recognizing that us being is simply enough and allowing our purpose to flow from that. Is that all right? Y'all feeling all right tonight? Listen, I am so proud of you. You're going to keep hearing me say this. I'm so, so proud of you. I already know that this conversation has blessed you. Would love, love, love to hear you. Look, I already see y'all in the comments talking about how we got to have her back. I know. But we want to hear, let us know how this fast and how this experience and also how this conversation has blessed you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Yay, we got to do it again. We love you, ladies.